Hey everyone, welcome back to the Road to 56 as Ireland. Having a look at the new doctrines and all that stuff. Apparently there's still a few bugs in this, so there's one I've seen where was it? Yeah, these actually don't actually do anything for they haven't been updated or something like that. Not entirely sure what's going on there. And still chugging away with this. Still building up. And with a few more, with an actually recruitable population now, thanks to the things we've got. Yeah, put another 2 of these in. Now, let's see, unassigned scientists. Have you working away on that? Wait for this to build. Still waiting for all this industry stuff to get away with, just so because I can't actually go with this until the UK are at war with any of the following: France, USA, German Reich, Italy. Bit unfortunate, but there we go. Still building subs because that's pretty much all our industry can really support for now. But we'll get there. More civilian factories. Ah, yes. Artillery and combat support. Now, I think I covered this in the last episode, but this requires us to have researched helicopters. Nope, no use to us. Siege artillery requires super heavy howitzers, which we don't have, so it's useless. Fire concentration, that's really for line artillery more than anything else, which I'm not using. Anti-tank frontline, not using anti-tank either, or line artillery. This, meh. This, on the other hand, we're using engineers, so I may as well just go with that. This is just ticking up slowly. It will increase more once we actually join a war, whether through combat or just what you call them, attachés. Yeah, that's their funny. Now, where was I going with this? Nothing here. Let's look at this out of the way. I know it's slightly delayed, but hey. And I was going to do something else with the... Oh yeah. Sorry, my attention span is crap, so... I am going to forget things a lot. And... I'll wait until I actually have these out of the way before I start creating a spy agency. And the good thing about this mod, about Road to 56, is upgrading things is easier. Rather than having to spend resources on new ones, I can just upgrade the existing ones. So yeah, I'm going to be going with submarines because we don't have a lot of industry and we can punch a bit more of our weight that way. And the father of the modern submarine was an Irishman, so it's kind of fitting. As far as airplanes go, I'm just going with basic close air support. I'm not going to bother with fighters. If I'd been starting them from the beginning, I might have done that, but alas. Now, I could go straight to partial mode now, but probably won't be able to keep that going. So... this might not be bad for later, making trains cheaper. Or build them faster, build railways faster. I'm going to go with the refining concern because I need to get get through some of this industry stuff quicker. Start building up a few more factories as well. I'm actually going to bump up these a little bit more over the anti-air. Actually over trains, because I can just get those later. Yeah, I've got to add engineers to these guys because they're too useful to pass up. Right, that's that out of the way. More civilian industrial capacity. Now, adding engineers to a unit like this is not really cost effective in most places, but for us it might not be too bad. Because we're not going to have a lot of people, and we're going to be dug in pretty much all along on the south and east coast. I've noticed that from previous playthroughs, they always seem to try landing in Cork, Dublin, which are both kind of obvious, especially once I've built a naval base here, because we actually do have a naval base there in real life. In fact, that's our main one, maybe our only one. They also seem to try landing in Wicklow, which is coded as mountain, mainly because it's right next to Dublin. But if you put a unit here and a force, they just can't land in. You keep seeing this bubble stuck at 99% dead, stopping, coming back at about 95, 95, whatever. I like to think of it as us just poking them back into the sea with long sticks, like, go on, shoot, get back into the sea, go on, get a fuck, whatever. I know it's stupid, but hey, I am not a completely serious guy. Right, gotta get this out of the way now, because better artillery, too good to pass up. Oh, and now I can afford to add a new doctrine here. These are useless, so I might as well go with screens. What have we got here? Screening efficiency plus 5%. Make us better at spotting, less likely to get hit by torpedoes or damaged by them. Convoy escort. So convoys will move faster while retreating. That's instant. The new school, we gain even more convoy rating. I do like this because it'll buff go all in on convoy rating. Torpedo cruisers not much use to me, I probably won't get them. Convoy it, but this though will make our... I suppose you could phrase this as we know enough about raiding convoys that we can actually protect against them. Know your enemy sort of thing. Speed as armor, so hit and run. Mine sweeping efficiency, meh, that's not going to be really much of a thing for us. If we go all the way down here, extra sub detection, nice. Organization, nice. That, don't care about. It's just a prerequisite to that. That's nice, not great. Light cruisers, not going to be using. Nope. No. Honestly, I think this is probably the best one here. So I need to wait for our planes to come through. We go with centralized control for this, but let's do something here. What was I gonna get? Basic rubber plant might not be bad for later. Right, after this, I'm gonna go straight into reveal mineral wealth. It Doesn't get me much. Some research bonuses are nice because I already have the infrastructure, but then it'll lead into this. 0.5 power gain. 0.15, sorry. That's huge. Now, on this side, I almost always go with cost plus because the extra factory output is just too good to pass up. It's up here because these don't require too much industrial capacity, so they won't be blocked too much by building a spy agency. This will be done in 31st of March, so less than a week. No, that's not worth going for yet. Anti-air upgrades, sure, why not? Does chew into our political power with Bane, which is a bit of a pain, but not much I can do about it. Right, we've got another fleet there, so you are going to go on patrol. You, once you've got fully prepared and trained up, put you on convoy raiding. Actually, let's do that now. Good. Where was I going? Rocket specialist, not much use, but... Now, spy agency. I'll just go with the default name for now, it's not really too important. It does chew into factories, but it's not like these are too expensive to build. I know it gets more expensive as you build them, but again, not too much of an issue. Especially if we're still on toaster economy, I should probably sort that out at some point. Right, the communists are getting a little bit too big for their breaches, so start suppressing them. Once I get the XP, political power, I'll do that from the fascists as well. Always ban them as well. Yeah, I'll probably ban those fucks. Right. We're going to be going with close air support, so sub-doctrine. Flying artillery, they get better air defense, which probably won't be worth much. Pinpoint strikes, they do more ground attack. Probably go all in on that. Although... what's the difference between ground attack and ground attack factor? I don't know. Naval targeting, meh. Sea to shore air power, I don't have carriers, don't have naval bombers, so it'll either be this, this, or this. So if we go with flying artillery, what do we get? Better mission efficiency, extra ground support, so our troops will do better as long as we have planes in the fight. More ground attack. That's nice to have. Air superiority and battle effect plus 5%. Do extra damage to their enemy organization. Pinpoint strikes, we gain extra ground attack. Air mission efficiency, nice. Extra agility. And bad weather wouldn't be such a big issue because we don't have a lot of good weather here. Organization damage. Ooh. Air support aces, meh. Fighter cooperation. Let's have a look at what this gets us. Naval targeting, ground factor. Air defense and air attack. Well, the only thing they've got is a machine gun on the back. I should probably get something better for them. Naval bombers. Not very much use to me. That's nice. Extra efficiency is always good. Naval bombers, meh. I think it's going to be pinpoint strikes. Oh, speak of the devil. Heavy machine guns. start swapping that up, and I'm selling off quite a bit, so that's good. So, what am I bid for 600 old 18-pounder artillery pieces? Seven, just... leaves me a little bit. It's all gonna go into this anyway. And it's probably wasted on the forts, but... Can't really say it, can't really stop that, can I? The pro tensions drop, so I can't get with the... Oh, I have enough war support for it anyway. Maybe I was thinking of something else. Ah yes, radio propaganda. Missed my chance there. Right. Gonna go with Invisible Link because extra intel gain, really nice. Commandos aren't as useful in this as in the base game, but they're still good to have. Right, for this, I always go with this first because we get up just we level this mile up a little quicker. So that means we gain funds quicker. Then go all in on support equipment because that is always a pain in the arse to build. Should probably get more factories as well. Build another in Connacht. We could do some more industry out here. Okay, the Czechoslovakia. So much for peace. Indeed. Oh, special project. Radar. Has to be radar. Oh dear god, that is expensive. Alright, so let's just push a bauxite mill up here first. Armor. Not going to be much use to me. So what does Armored Spirit get us? We gain Breakthrough immediately. Wow. Next rank would give us... Tanks would be... Have more organization and recover faster. More Breakthrough. Organization and... Recovery rate for armored car and light tanks, which might help us. More Breakthrough, flank protection, that's not too useful, mobile defense, Armored Engineer Company, I don't have, battle taxis, so mechanized infantry, nice if I had it, which I don't, Command Center Fire, Armored infantry support gives us a research bonus for heavy tank models, which is useless. This... Maintenance routines? No. Let's be honest, none of these are really useful. Maybe this, if I go with... Because I will probably end up going with... If I do go with tanks, it'll be armored cars or... light tanks because we can't afford anything better. Sorry. Where was this? That would make them cheaper as well. Honestly, none of these are really good. None of these are really good. Ooh. Though this might help my mech motorized infantry and motorized I might create. I guess this is probably the least useless. Oh god, that sounds so bad. Of course, I need to get through that first, which isn't much use. Go for NGs? Sure, why not? Yep, Andy's doing their thing over there. Reform the taxes. Spy among us. Alright, get command training now, because they're okay. They're just not the be-all, end-all. I should start making this tick up a little bit more, which, while keeping these two a little bit lower. Maybe not as well as it could be, but hey. Right, Deirdre, Emer, you two are on strike force duty. Yeah, it doesn't really offer a lot extra, but in order to gain naval dominance, we need a lot more of this, and subs don't really provide a lot of it. And I need to start buying oil. America, can you sell us any? Alright, what's this on again? Robert infantry support. Might as well start using one of this. Yeah, air attack 1. That's really useless. 1.5. Just to maybe troll some Messerschmitts if they do get over here. Right, now go all in on these because they're all prerequisite for this. Then probably counterintelligence because I will need that at some point. France is buying guns. That's going to help a bit. Help our economy, rather. And I need more steel. Build one of these in Leinster. In Wicklow, rather. Those Dublin Mountains, gotta keep them free from the Germans. Now after that, I'm gonna get these two out of the way. I'll probably have this complete by the time the war kicks off. And that reminds me to build a naval base down in Cork, because that is actually where our main naval facility is in Ireland. Ooh, that ain't good. Alright. Need to start saving my political power because I am going to need a lot of things very soon. We're getting 1.5 a day, that's not too bad. % on that, that's nice. Next bit of power is, however, is going to go for our elusive gentleman, wherever he is, because we need the extra spies. There you are, Mr. Plunkett. I think that's just a generic thing. Convoy raiding. Basically, the goal is to try and harass as many enemy ships that come in here as possible. Sink any convoys that are trying to land people. Mission 3. To go with. I know I said I need to save that, but might as well have it out of the way already. Let's see what difference this actually makes. Not a lot in terms of HP, but a lot in terms of entrenchment. And a good chunk of defense.
Come on!
Especially with that completed. I'm going to queue up 2 of these as a kind of reaction force for dealing with invasions. And I'll probably end up... Actually, I'll make it... Can I afford to make 3 in a row? Yeah, I'll probably end up sending them abroad for... Shall we say... expeditionary work? At some point, anyway. Extra factory output, that is good. I want this. By the time to start getting better airframes. No, I haven't even got them yet, but no sense in not having them researched. That'll go down by a bit. Yugoslavian steel, I think that's a typo. I don't know why we have it exporting. Right, so that's another spy coming, then another queued up. Once I've got 3 of them, I'll put them all in Germany to have them start stealing everything the Germans haven't nailed down. Next bit of power is going to go into partial mobilization. There goes the war. A bit later than usual. Right, after this, Emergency Powers Act, temporary state guidance for a few extra factories. This is big. It's basically like having an infantry expert and infantry leader on top of what we already have. Alright, nothing useful there. Recovery rate, nice to have, but not really. Let's just get it out of the way for the rest of the stuff.
Ready!
And training exercises, they're cheap, they don't require a lot of things. Get them out of the way. Localized training centers so I can get it. I know it's expensive, but it does actually allow me to gain German spy agents. Seducer, we want those guys. Ah yes, my own mod for unit name seems to be working with spies and maybe planes. Doesn't seem to be working with
Ready to move!
doesn't seem to be working with infantry or land units. Or ships, let's see. Nope, it is not, because that should be spelled M-A-E-B-H. That's the same way, but that's not how it's spelled. Sub-doctrine. Useless. Although less fuel consumption wouldn't be bad. What does this give us? Battleships and heavy cruisers? Meh. Battleships, heavy cruisers. Less supply usage, but I'm not likely to have those. Again, not likely to have them. Not likely to have them for a while. Fast battleships. Less fuel consumption, less... the same. And chance to score a critical hit. I'm not sure if that applies to submarines. But again, these aren't really too... I'm not probably going to end up using these. Or armored raider. Ooh. Well, supply fuel consumption is not going to be too much of an issue because submarines don't use a lot anyway. Supply consumption, nice to have. Battle cruisers, battleships. Max range, nice. Rating efficiency. That would be good, considering how tight we are for resources. Probably gonna go with armored raiders. Like, it's not all that you're gonna be all that useful, but have and not need. Should be ready in about 10 days. No, 10 days after that, or a week rather. We'll be able to go German spy. And then I'll go into all these.
Orders!
These will be under General McNeil. And I'm just going to put you guys here as a kind of...
Yes, sir!
You guys are going to keep... Actually, I'm going to keep you all training up until we join the war. Now, we're short of trains. Right, time to commandeer a few then. Don't like doing it, but... needs must and all that. Not gonna bother with these guys yet. Right. What have we got? Naher, Snake. Staffen Tannet. Willkommen, Herr Tannet. And he grows our intel much quicker because he is local. So local spies, if you can get them, they do a lot. They do much better. He's already buying the support equipment, so I might as well put it back on in our reserves. We are short of guns, but how long are we going to be short for? 51 days. We won't even have joined the war by then, so we should be good. After army focus. Now, in the base game, I need to research this to actually use armed submarines, which is pretty fucking stupid. I might start working on getting some... actually, I'm going to get this, because troop convoy requirements, that is going to be huge. I'm going to start working on getting some early destroyers just for anti-submarine work. There. Not sure what's complaining about. Sorry, just seeing the thing show up there with flashing, just sorry, it just annoys me. Yep, USSR is doing their usual thing there. Nice research bonus. Alright, start seducing someone. Mr. Ash, get to work. Right, I'll go to partial mobilization now, because we do need to get that out of the way. It does also unlock a few extra things down here in... what's it called? Counterintelligence department. One more of these. I'm gonna add... Saoirse means freedom. It's my brother's girlfriend's nickname. Let's see. Do I have this? No, probably not. Scythe. I remember. I can't actually remember if that's how it's spelled, so I probably should know this by now. And that should give us a few to work with. So how short are we? 4 days. That's nothing. Greater East Asia Corporal Prosperities Fair. We're saying that quickly. Means I put it into this, or actually this. Research speed, special project speed. Oh, I can't actually... I don't have a... Alright, looks like I'll be adding it in some fighters here. So, 4 light machine guns or 2 heavy machine guns. I think 4 lights might be the best here. So much for being going all in on close air support. Let's send these guys an attaché. Yes, I don't have the polar, and they probably won't be too happy with it yet. Wait until we join, then send one. Also, don't have enough factories for not yet, so special projects. Air independent propulsion would be good. Cruiser subs. Why not? So, fighter aircraft. Probably the best to go for here. Not sure what home defense factor really means there. Better interception, better detection. Medium range escort. Fighters get extra range, not too useful to me. Escorts, superiority. Fighter bombers. So fighters would I'm using close air support rather than fighters, so that's not much use to me. That would be though. That. So probably this one. Knights to the air. That's nice. Useful. Not really using fighters, so not too useful. That would be good. Ash. Lower manpower requirements is pretty good for us. Of course, it really stack more with a much larger country. Airspace dominance, so air superiority would be better. Fighters would have more air attack and agility. That's useless. I think I'm just going to go with this. Fighter bombers.
Listen up!
I'm gonna put all three of those on the same unit. Just not gonna bother splitting them off yet. And we are out of steel because scale back by one, then go into convoys because we are very short of steel. Oh, nobody's buying this stuff, so we can back off the market and see if I can't. Yeah, claw back some of that. Intelligence. We don't have enough energy. That's going to be a bit of a problem until we... Yeah, this is one thing that has been added in the recent patches. Oh, I don't think Road to 56 has been updated for that yet. But in the base game, going up to a war economy or total mobilization requires more coal. So finally, there's a reason to actually stay on the lower consumer economic laws. Sorry. I'm gonna start Lend-Lease. Let's see. Producing 2 a day, that is maybe 60 a month, so I'll send them 50 of those. I'm building 1.6 of these a day, so I'll send them 30 of those. Guns, I haven't got anything to spare. I'm gonna keep a hold on these. Actually, I'll send them maybe 20 a month. It's not much, but it should help a little bit. We're gonna be doing something useful. Yep, Luxembourg was not even a speed bump. Well, I'm researching that. I don't know. Might as well get it out of the way. The Netherlands were only slightly larger of a speed bump. Belgium. Another speed bump. Civilian Home Guard. Bumps up our counterintelligence a little bit. Doesn't require too many factories. Massive sonar, because these are going to go all in on the what you call them, anti-submarine warfare. I'm probably not going to end up using them, but at least I have some idea of how to use them. How much longer is this going to take? "70 days. Might as well put the... I know it's ahead of time, but I may as well just get it out of the way. Give it up, and then should have it done by then. Yep, Germany's doing their usual thing there. I'll spread you guys out a little bit more. Not sure who we'll go with here. I'll just save it until I actually have the time for it. Nothing useful here. And might as well buff our engineers. Yeah, save all our political power because we're going to need it. Sure, Australia. Don't mind you guys talking with us. You guys rebase to Cork. You guys rebase to Cork. Stick on convoy rating. Yep, things are going pretty much as per the historical path. What isn't, however, is that we are going to end up doing something useful. I've noticed they ask to dock a lot more once we have a port in Cork.
Attention! All in!
Once these guys raid to garrison Belfast. Because you see what we're going to be doing here? Where is it? This. Wars ravaging the world, and the UK might soon be involved in another conflict of interests. We can offer them our support and secure their shipping routes through the Atlantic, but our assistance is not for free, and the price is well known to both sides. I think in real life there was a proposal to... Somebody in the British government did propose to reunite Northern Ireland with us. Or in exchange for support, but nobody really took it seriously. I mean, what the hell were we gonna do? Let's see, anything here? Better aircraft engines might not be advantaged yet. Now, efficiency cap. Not gonna be too much of a difference here. Consumer goods, meh. Extra stability, construction speed for output. Probably going to go with this because a lot of what I'm going to be doing going forward is supplying trains and railways and all that stuff. That stuff is just too good to pass. Research speed. I'll leave it for now because I need to save the power to send these guys an attaché. Let's train up a little bit more. Once I've got this, I am going to focus on synthetic processing to get another refinery because that's going to be helpful. And then focus on raiding fleet because the mastery bonus for the next few weeks would be nice. And I'm kind of going with that anyway.
Ready, sir!
Oh good, radar is done. We now have radar here, down in Cork. Should probably have that sorted out the next one, now I think about it.
Guns!
Right.
Ready!
I'm gonna leave this guy at home because he's a homeland connoisseur. That's something that Road to 56 adds, along with this promising trait. So basically, he's better sitting at home holding the fort, while the younger,
Listen up!
more promising guy goes out and does and does stuff. Can't afford that yet. I need more factories. Get this out of the way. Prototype decision. So, this makes our cruiser subs way more expensive if we equip it, and they'll be a lot much easier to spot, but they are better at combi rating. For flexible operations, I think this probably. Alright, we've still got plenty of power to go around. I think I will actually have the spare power, so... You get into Alsace and see what we can get. We can get too much extra, but nice to have. I'm gonna have Airfish and what was his name? Tanner. See if you can sniff out what the German player is up to. Better radar. We're going to be using that instead of what you call it? Sonar. I know it sounds good for anti-submarine warfare, and I did say we were going to use anti-submarine warfare, but... Oh well. Right, 4 of those. Got 6 coming. I may as well put another on this. And I'll scale one back because I know I'm going to be able to get one from the north. Synthetic processing. This guy out of the way now. So let's see, can I send an attaché? Yes.
Ready, sir!
And build up some infrastructure in the north to show that we're not not throwing them off the bus. And re-establish Derry's true name. This is such a silly thing, but Honestly, it should really cause lowered stability for us, because the hardcore units would not care for that sort of thing. Could go with this. I'll wait a little bit longer until I actually have a few things out of the way. Right, we're starting to build up our Air Force. A whopping 11 a year. And now to dig in and... Oh wait, the Spanish Republic actually survived that? Well, that was unexpected. I have to do my usual thing of building up railways and radar and all that nonsense. I'll go with construction 4. None of these are really useful to me, so... Port strikes, sortie efficiency. Like, it's maybe useful. Useless. 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 Maybe if I got some Navy cruisers. Nope. No use. No use. No use. Nope. Nah. Nope. Nah. Nope. Nah. Probably this is the least useless. Alright, so I've been at this for about an hour, just waffling on about all this nonsense, so I'm gonna leave it here, and in the next one we'll see just what happens when someone inevitably tries to land at us. Oh, they're also trying to land on the Isle of Man again.
Listen up!
Where else I put?
Yes, sir!
You guys help our fellow Celts out. And I should also start building up a few more forts in our eastern flank. Anyway, I'm gonna leave this here, and the next one we'll see just how long it takes us to actually get invaded. Anyway, we'll see you in the next one. If you like this, please leave a comment, maybe give me a tip via Patreon, buy me coffee, whatever, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.